Flosstube friends, it's time for another episode. How is everybody doing? It's time for another fun Friday Flosstube weekly update with me. I'm Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram, so come find me over there as well. And it is Friday, July 17th, 2020. And this is Flosstube number 61. This is a video about cross stitch, and my channel is predominantly about cross stitch. I occasionally will show some of the other crafty things that I'm doing. There's usually a little life update thrown in there and fun stitchy stuff. So how is everybody doing this week? Hopefully you've had a great week since I saw you last Friday. This week has been good for me. I will get into some life update here in a little bit. First thing, last week when I got done, I realized I'd forgotten not one but two things. First thing I forgot is I forgot the hug of the week. So we need to take care of that right now. So you're gonna get two hugs. You're gonna get a hug right now and maybe two hugs right now to make up for missing last week and this week. So let's do a hug. And a hug there. So I hope that you enjoyed your hug for me, and I'm sorry I forgot last week. The other thing I forgot is the previous week I had talked about these document pouches that I had gotten off of Amazon. I did link them in my show notes, and then I was going to pick 4 people to send them to as just a fun little goodie, some happy mail. And I forgot to do that. It happens. Last week's video was kind of all over the place. Thank you for those who gave me such wonderful comments. Those who were so sweet and shared your thoughts about Joy-Filled Little One stitching. I'm exceedingly proud of how she's already in just her second project showing so much talent for this hobby. So thank you so much. Thank you for those of you who are returning friends, and for those of you that are new, welcome. I hope that you hear or see something that you like, and that you'll come back, stick around, maybe even subscribe so you can hear when I have a new video. My jam is a Friday night video. I try to be consistently every Friday night. I think only twice in my Flosstube have I done a Saturday video. My first video was a Saturday video, and I had one last October that was on a Saturday. Every other time it's been Friday. I do not have an audience this evening. Joy-Filled Little One is over at the grandparents hanging out and having a good old time. So goodie pouches, and I'm just going to randomly send put them in a package and then just stick a label on them. So I'm not going to say who gets which one, because I don't want you to be disappointed if you're like, you said I was getting this one and I got this one. I think they're all exceedingly cute. Sorry for the crinkle, they are extra crinkly, but I didn't want to remove them from the package. So the 4 folks that I am sending one to, I will respond back to your comment on that video. So it was not last week's video, but the video before. And I would like for you to reach out to me. You can wait to see the comment, or you can just send me an email. It's joy.filled.stitcher@gmail.com. It will be in the description box below tomorrow. So yeah. So the four folks who are going to receive one of those are Sue Watkins, and Sue shared that her week had started out not so great, but then it got better at the end, and I think that's wonderful. Renita Hall, R-E-N-I-T-A Hall. So congratulations to Sue and Renita. Donna Coffey, C-O-F-F-E-Y, and Jean Truckey, T-R-U-C-K-E-Y. So if you're one of those 4 and you have not had a chance to see my comment, but you watched this before I have a chance to comment on your original comment, send me an email so I can get these in the mail to you first thing in the week. So this week is blazing hot. Over 100 degrees each day. Heat index was kind of high. It's to be expected this time of year. We really don't get relief from the heat until late September, October, and even then we can still be in the 90s into October and into October. It's just part of living in Texas, aka the face of the sun. And so we've really not been out of the house a whole lot because when it's hot like that, it's just miserable. Plus, we are really trying to do our part in staying home as much as humanly possible. I think we only ventured out to the pool to go swimming. We are members of a club that requires reservations for the pool. They are limiting their number of people. They're encouraging masks, like even though it's outside, obviously. So we wear our masks when we enter and sign in. We wear them when we order our food, you know, things of that nature. So we went swimming quite a few times this week, which Joyful Little One needs to get the energy out. And I think we ventured to the like little tiny neighborhood hardware store to get some spray paint because my brother is building me plexiglass dividers and needed white spray paint. So went and took care of that. Obviously wearing our masks because it is mandated by law. Joyful Little One does not technically have to wear one because the government mandate, I guess mandate, is 10 and up. But she's wearing one because she is respectful and she's showing empathy. And so, yes. And then we have been doing some crafty stuff around the house, stitching. I have my diamond painting to update you on. Spent some time sorting through. I had a bunch of flosses that needed to all be put away. Pulled out of projects, put back into the DMC case. I did that. I had some patterns that needed to be, like the cover images to be printed and put in my binder. So lots of just little organizational type things around the house. We did go up to the school one day because I am making a banner, a felt banner for outside my classroom. I have 2 windows into the hallway that I'm going to put a cute felt banner. And so I went and got measurements to make sure that what I thought was going to fit was going to fit. And so that was nice. I got to see a few people. Excuse me. Phew. Phew. God bless me. I saw a few people up there, and it was nice to see them from a social distance. We had our masks on. Our school is requiring that even if you're coming up there just to work in your classroom, then until you're in your classroom settled, you wear your mask. And then you can, unless someone enters and you can't be socially distanced, and you put your mask back on if you're moving to another location. I have very minimal stash this week. I have noticed that our not poor in the way that they're doing things, but poor in the sense that I feel sorry for them. Poor postal service is has kind of slowed. And I know that that's just generally because I have heard that there's a lot of distribution facilities that are not actively able to keep up with their manpower. I totally get that. There's just a lot of people at home ordering things. There's lots of packages going through. It's hot as blazes, which means our mail carriers, they're hoofing it in the heat. Not that that makes a difference, but I think that they leave out earlier from the post office in the mornings to get more of their route done before it gets really exceptionally hot in the afternoons. And so I think sometimes like a package that might typically come on a Thursday might come on a Friday or maybe even a Saturday. I've also noticed that some of like my postal worker, I happened to be outside and I stopped and said, you know, from a distance said, "Hi, how's it going? How's everybody holding up?" And he had said that he had picked up somebody else's route who was unfortunately ill. And so I think that I have a few outstanding things, but not much. I've really slowed down on purchasing because I have a lot of good stash. And so, yeah. That being said, I did have like a non-stitchy related purchase, but it has been a positive purchase. I purchased for our bedroom a HEPA air filter. It's a 3-phase air filter. It is not an ozone ionic, but I did it because I have terrible allergies, especially at night because I am highly, highly allergic to dust mites, like off the chart, like 4+. And I thought it might help. Plus I was thinking about purchasing one for my classroom because I am in a small kind of interventionist sized space in my classroom. So I was thinking about getting one for my classroom. So I wanted to try it out, see if it was worth the money. It was not highly expensive. I got it on Amazon. And so far I've really found that I'm waking up not as nasally and stuff. Now granted, grass pollen has been super high, and grass pollen's another one. We happened to be at the pool yesterday, and they were mowing the grass on the golf course, which is right by the pool. And I was like, oh, they're mowing the grass. I can smell it. That means I'm going to be all... So that's kind of why the little bit of sneeziness and stuff is, because there's some pollen being high. So I enlisted, after I showed you all the stitchy frame last week, I enlisted the husband in a project. And so I will show you here in a moment that he, in fact, cleverly crafted me with pipe he already had and some very inexpensive fittings from the plumbing supply shop, a smaller frame. And we're going to do another one that's a vertical, same size but vertical, because I realized that sometimes I have a piece that is a vertical and this isn't going to work for vertical unless it's, you know, like I'm only stitching on a small bit of it. So I think though what we'll start with is a little bit of some stitchy stuff. So let's start with, most of my projects are going to kind of be in random order because I just tossed them in my bucket, like my filming bucket. But I did have, I'm so excited about it too, I did have a finish. Not an FFO, but a finish. And I had said that I thought I might get a finish on it, and I did. So this was actually a piece that I was going to work on this week as my 100 stitch, or one of my 100 stitch projects. But I had a new thought on that. And so when I talk about plans, I'll tell you where my thought was and where I'm going with that. But I ended up pulling this out over the weekend because I ended up re-spinning and coming up with a new plan for the 100 stitch project. So I wanted, though, to still work on this because I knew I was close. So this is from Barbara Anna Designs. This is the, I think they're called Liberty Bowl Fillers. And this was in the 2018 summer issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. I get the digital copy, and when I subscribed in 2019, I got all the 2018 back issues, which was fantastic. And so I stitched this cute little Liberty mouse, and I did this on 18 count fog by Picture This Plus, and he's finished. Now I did leave out, there were two tiny white motifs. You can only really see one right here, but there's another one here. I left them out because the white that's right here is kind of tricky to see anyway. It shows up better in person, but I think he is adorable. It's like, and it's funny because I showed this to Joy Philino when she goes, "Is he rowing a teacup boat with a key?" And I said, yes he is. Yes he is. So I've got to come up with a cute idea to finish this. I don't know exactly yet, but I adore him. He's so cute. So that was nice to have a finish this month. I don't know if I'll get any others. We shall see. So that was nice to have that. And this week was actually a lot more. I'm going to actually put this on this needle minder real quick. Or on this magnet before. Because it's a needle that was left over that I had stuck in the baggie. Yeah, that's safe. I had more whips than starts this week, which was nice. So let's just pull out some things. So this lives in a project pouch envelope closure that I made. I am liking a zip style bag, but I love this because I think it's so fitting for this project. It's a long-term project. There's no doubt about that. And this was one that got spun to work on over the weekend. And this is 12 Days of Christmas by Satsuma Street. It is available in the Etsy shop. I just got the PDF version. I have finished the Partridge in a Pear Tree, and I started on 2 turtle doves. I am stitching this in the called for DMC on a 36 count, I think it's antique white linen. 2/2, and this has a GaRon grime guard, an 8x8. This is my 6x8 kind of Frankenstein Q snap, And I did a center start and started with the bird. I could have started the border, but I really wanted to just start with something different. And it is a light color, but that's okay. I think it shows up nicely, and that's kind of like I think the back of one of the birds and part of an eye. So I did get some time put into that, and that is definitely a long-term project, and that's okay. I'm coming to find that that is all right with me, and I don't want to rush any of my projects. I want to enjoy stitching on them. Between now and the end of the year, I am going to, as I pull out a project, especially since I have some starting in September, I think. I may only have one in September. I have some projects with birthdays coming up, and I liked Erin T. Martini Stitcher, what she said about projects in their birthday, is when she pulls them out on their birthday to stitch on them, it gives her an opportunity to evaluate if she's still enjoying working on them. I know that last year I did a stitch or ditch. I think that that's something that needs to just evolve organically as I go through projects. If there's something that I pull out and I'm like, then I think I'm gonna have like a little repository type box that I like put it in, and that's the think about it box. And then as it gets maybe picked on the wheel again or something, and I go, if I go, like 3 times, 3 strikes, you're out, kind of a thing. It may not even be 3 strikes. Because I have so many great projects that I want to enjoy stitching on each one. And I think sometimes I've started things and I'm not called to them as much as others. And that ebbs and flows. And I have so many amazing things that I would love to stitch that I'm kind of like, So, and I'm thinking about new starts 2021. Well, we shall see. So next up was a project that I think this one also got spun to stitch on for the weekend. It's a whip. This is in another GaRon tote bag. This was an oops bag from the Winter Quakers. And so this is Batbirds. I call them my Batbirds, my Bat Cardinals. And this one holds My Big Toe Designs. This is Prince of Peace. And it's beautiful. It's worked in 2 colors of Gentle Arts, which I know I do not have enough of either one of them. But that's okay. And this has a GaRon Grime Guard. And this is on 36 count Autumn Linen. It's the colorway is Autumn from Under the Sea Fabrics. And so I did quite a bit. I finished out Mighty God. I realize now that I have one too many spaces in between here. I'm hoping that doesn't mess anything up. And I worked some more down here. So I'm kind of trying to finish up the words on this page. This is the midline, and then I'll work on the words over here, and then I'll start on all the border work. Or contrary is do some words, go up here, work on some border, and then do the other page. We shall see. I am stitching this. The only color I've worked with is Gentle Arts Deep Forest. It originally called for a kind of rusty, reddy brown color for the reddish color. I chose to swap that out with Briar Rose, and I have plenty of Briar Rose, so I'm not worried about running out of that. Let's see. So then this week, I'm looking to see. I think this was Monday. The wheel chose a new start, and the new start that it picked, and I was super excited, is Pineberry Lane Christmas Time Sewing Roll, and this has St. Lucia on it. And this was part of a Quaint Country Ladies kit from Dying to Stitch, and I purchased this off of Stash Unload, and it came with all the goodies. So it had all the flosses, the fabric, the finishing fabric to make it into the sewing roll. And this is on a 30, and I think it's on the called for, so let me tell you. A 36 count R&R Winter Brew, and it's stitched in Weeks Dye Works. And I got a pretty fantastic start. I did a center start, and I did this, the tall flower. So I worked in, what did I work in? Let's see. The red is Louisiana hot sauce, which unsung Christmas red, love it. We'll pull it more often, and that's Grasshopper. So yeah, I got a pretty decent start on that. I was pretty proud of that. I'm trying to get about 200 stitches in a new start, but sometimes I'm getting more than that. which is good. So I'm enjoying that one. That'll be a fun one to finish. Let's see. And then I had another whip. This one lives in a project bag, an envelope closure project bag that I created with one of my finished stitch projects. This is Merry and Bright Sal that was from Ship's Manor. I believe it is still available, and it comes with his floss pack, and it is gorgeous, and I loved it so much I could not relinquish it just to the waiting drawer, waiting to be finished. So I made it into the front of a project bag. And so far it's holding up pretty nicely. This is on an 18 count aida, so it's good and sturdy. And this bag holds, excuse me, this is from Little Room in the Attic. And this is, it's called Mouse King and Queen. The text on here says the Nutcracker, but in her shop on Etsy, which it will be linked below, it's called Mouse King and Queen. I used this for a prompt in Enchanted Stitching this week, and it was about a project that I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because this is one of the styles that has a lot of half stitch, other fractional stitches, Krynic beads, tons of back stitching, like a whole separate chart for back stitching. So it's definitely testing my stitching prowess. I am still just doing mostly the crosses and the half stitches, but there will come some interesting. Oh, it's got blends too. This is my first project with blends. I was trying to think if I used the Pineberry Lane piece for Enchanted Stitching. I think I did, and I think it was something about being expensive, and I said that it was a club kit, and so it was a little more on the expensive side. Plus it had fancy flosses and hand-dyed linen, so it was expensive. So this one I used for wrapping my head around, and this is on a 28 count even weave from Garibaldi's Needleworks or Fine Needleworks in Lapis, and it's come to find out they use Monaco, I believe, as their base. And so this is what I got done, and I am super pumped for how it looks. So you can see the little girl mouse and the snow, and then the houses will be up here. So I'm loving that. And I like stitching on this fabric too. It's real thick, so it definitely is a Monaco. And it's just in the DMC that's called for. And then I have the Krynic already. It's just not in here. And I do think I have the beads. And I think for some of the French knots, I had decided that I might swap in beads for those. So that will be kind of fun. I do have one prompt that I have not gotten to for Enchanted Stitching, and so that's going to be part of my plans. And that is going to be in Blessed is the Life. And that was one, I don't remember what the prompt was. Let me refresh my memory real quick. Should be pretty quick to get to because I saved them. Oh, racing to a finish. It's not really that it's racing to a finish. It's just, it's one that I would love to get finished sooner rather than later. So I still have that one to work on. And then, so moving on. One of the things that the wheel spun, it technically was in my whip wheel. However, it is a restart. This is my second restart of this project, third start overall. So that's why I kind of put it in the whip category. And this lives in a Made by Mama Joan bag. And this holds Plum Street Samplers Rack Stack. And this is on 18 count Picture This Plus in Fathom. And I'm stitching this with a mix of the called for DMC and the called for fancy flosses. And I have a pretty good start on that middlemost deer. He is headless currently, but I hope to maybe get a little bit more time in him before the month is out to get at least his head in. So yeah, I got a start on that, a restart on that, and I am enjoying the fabric choice this time. I didn't like the other two. And I've learned that if I don't like the fabric within the first few stitches, I've got to stop, because I had stitched that reindeer, now this is the third time. or at least that part of the reindeer. So the wheel spun this whip. This lives in a So Much to Love bag. And this is from the, make sure I tell you correctly, 2017 Christmas ornament issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. This is by My Big Toe Designs, and this is A Savior Has Been Born. So it's got some very nice lettering. It uses variegated flosses from Gentle Arts. I put in a color in cotton because two of the Gentle Arts that I had pulled at my LNS, it was burlap and heirloom gold, looked nearly identical. And so I swapped in for one of them a color in cotton floss. And this is on 36 count colonial parchment in hand dyed fabrics by Stephanie. And I'm so excited because this one has cinders, and cinders is one of my most favorite flosses ever from Gentle Arts, and it's for some of the more prominent words. So cinders is in Savior and Christ, and so I started this one on the dark end and got to the light right before it ended. So the next strand I used, I flip-flopped in and I started on the lightest end and went this way. And this, I'm doing one strand over two, 1 over 2. So this one is getting put away. It had like 300 stitches put into it today. It's actually a fairly quick stitch. This is one that will for sure be in my pile for Finish That Stitch in December. More on that in plans. More on lots of things in plans. And then before I show you my 100 stitch for this week, I had one other spin that gave me a new start. And this new start is a freebie that I cannot find as being available anymore. I downloaded it at some point off of Heart and Hands website, and I cannot find it. So I apologize. This is Christmas Alphabet. So it's just a real cute little small. And I am stitching this on 28 count Crystal Wren even weave from Picture This Bless. And I'm loving it so far. Now I did swap out the, I believe the letters were supposed to be in like a 3371. I'm doing them in Carriage Black. And I am planning to do an alternate bright color of some kind, maybe a red, probably a red, for the J, the O, and the Y. So for Joy, because I thought that was really cute, and they come in order. They're a little wonky, but they come in order. So I got a fairly decent start on that. I did do this one from Stash, so I pulled the DMC when available, especially for the small little details, but I did sub in Carriage Black, and then for like the reindeer I picked an overdyed. So yeah, it's a fun little one. This will be one that goes in for Finish That Stitch. It has a little bit more on it before I put it away for now, because I did not get my required by myself 200 stitches. Now my 100 stitch that I did end up spinning, and I'll talk, like I said, a little bit more about this in plans, lives in this GaRon tote bag. This is one that he had, that Ronnie had around Easter time. And this one holds Mirabilia Gathering Eggs. Love this one. I love the vintage style of it. And I am stitching this on 32 count Storm Lugana fabric. That is Picture This Plus. And the color palette is so super fun and bright in springtime. And I just put mine on these little floss cards that I made out of some little, like, thank you cards. And so I put quite a fair amount into this week. I had already the checked border that you see and the turquoise outer border. So I put in all of this in this darker blue, all of the lighter blue, and all of this white. I still have some more that I would like to get to this before I put it away. But I love this. Oh, I love this project so much. And I'm excited because I I don't feel quite as intimidated by some of the grandeur around Mirabilias. Now granted, that one is, I don't even know if that one has any beads. I don't think that one has any cryneck or petite treasure braid or anything like that. So that's okay. So that's all she wrote for stitching whips and new starts and things, but I thought I'd give you an update on my diamond painting. This is from Diamond Art Club. This is Joybird. I will link it below. I do think right now it's out of stock, but you can always put in your email to get an alert to remind you. This is a square drill diamond painting, and I got another row finished. I finished this row right here, which got me started on the bird. So I'm gonna work on this row this next week because I'm excited about all those blues and starting in on some of the greens. And then I have like a little wonky thing. I'll just end up doing this as one large. So I'm hopeful within the next couple of weeks to have this one finished, maybe before school starts. It looks so cool from afar. When you're working up close, you don't see like that these really look like musical notes, and you don't see the little like the staffs and stuff. Because I really want to get Dahlia started, the really bright Hannah Lynn one, so that then I can feel okay about my progress on that one to start Savior is Born around Thanksgiving time. So I might have 2 diamond paintings going at the same time, but that is what it is. So yeah, I got some done on this one, and this one I use as a cover minder. It's where I can pull my plastic back because I do section it off. This is a Caterpillar cross stitch needle minder, and they're super high quality. I have 2 more right back here that I purchased as a 3-pack. This one was the Australian Fire Relief one. That's a cute little koala mommy and baby. I loved it. I had to get it. So that's all the stitching like stuff to show. We may get this one in one take. I'm kind of hopeful. I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, because it's so much easier to upload when it's one take. So let's talk about stitchy plans. So right now I am in the throes of #JollyJoyFilled Whip You Lie, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I love that this week I got to pull out some of the whips that I was super excited to work on. So in a minute we will spin to see what Saturday and Sunday's projects are, because I like to do that with y'all. Now, when I was with y'all last Friday, I spun for my 100 stitch project, and it came up with Liberty Mouse, which is obviously a very small project that was easily finished, and I finished it within like a day. So I realized in that moment, even though I spun a second project, I did not get to that other project. That's okay. It was a mania start, so it's not super high on my priority list right now. Oops, sorry. And I bumped you again. I have a lot of big projects, and the wheel tends to gravitate towards smaller to mid-size projects. I have some bops. I know there is the terminology that goes around called a BAP, a big project. I like a bop, a big old project. And so I decided to create another wheel, because you can't have too many tiny decision wheels, that's my bops, or what I consider a bop for me. And so my 100 stitch weekly project, because I'm really liking that little bit of time throughout the week. Now, it's turning into more 200 stitches a day. Now, I'm not going to change my titling on that, because when school starts back up, there's no way. I'm lucky to get about 200 to maybe 300 stitches in the evening before I'm like done. I have to stitch every day because it is truly like a relaxing, calming thing for me. But I can't always get like 500 stitches or whatever. So the 100 stitch project is going to come from the bop wheel. And then for this month, I am going through my Jolly Joy Filled Whip You Lie wheels. August, I have decided, I've heard some really cool things about, I know Debbie at Creatively Yours is doing autumn in August, so she's working on autumn things. I know a lot of people do Sampler September. I am planning on, in August, I'm calling it Ancient August. I don't have whips that are that old. My oldest whips come from 2019. but I have a lot of them. So my goal is, with Ancient August, is to start with my oldest whip. Well, my second oldest whip, because my oldest whip is USA map, and I don't know that I'm going to continue on with that project. My second oldest whip, work on it until I put either, I think I'm debating between 500 and 1,000 stitches in it, or it's finished. And so Mary's sampler does not have that much left in it. So it will be a finish. And then I'll go to the next project, and I'm going to work through August in that way. And I don't know that I'll do my 100 stitch. I don't know that I will do my 100 stitch in August. I may take a break from that. Or I might continue on because I do like the progress that I'm getting in my bigger projects. September, I am planning to do Sampler September. I have enough that are sampler or sampler-like that I think that it would be great to come up with kind of a rotation for that. October is, all bets are off. My 40th birthday is in October, and I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. I know I at least will have probably one start, and that is Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches. I showed y'all that. I am going to probably go ahead and get the floss set from her Etsy shop, and because she has the fancy floss pack on her Etsy shop at a really great price. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and just stitch that one as called for, because it's beautiful. That's the one with the cute little bird and the broken fence, and it says, "Oh my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too." And I think that is like my mantra for this year. Because I love that it says, "Oh my darling. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine." And that also brings up, Clementine, brings up the fact that I have my sister-in-law's stitch that I need to get finished for Christmas. And then I have my mom's 2 ornaments that need to get done for Christmas. And so those will be quickly coming to fruition. November, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do about November, and then December is going to be finish that stitch. So my thought process behind that is I'm going to, as I get to a kind of close finish point, this is the brainchild of Sammy J Stitches, and I'll link her channel below. She's another fellow Texan Flosstuber, and I love that she does a vlog style post, and she stitches like a ton, and I'm in awe of it. She's fast as lightning. So you come up with like 24, 25, it depends on if you want to do it all the days or just up till Christmas, and you kind of put them into, she did hers into envelopes, I'll do mine on a wheel, and it'll get spun on the wheel. I'll work on it till that day's over during that day, and then it'll get put away. It'll hopefully get finished. If it doesn't get finished, it can come back out if another project gets finished. And she amassed a huge amount of finishes just with that. So I think that's a cool thing. I've got some ornaments that need to get done. So yeah, I don't know what November is going to be yet. And I don't know what October is going to look like. But August is going to be Ancient August, and then Sampler September, and then October, who knows. November, not sure. December, finish that stitch. And then January might be year of no starts. We'll see. We shall see. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and spin some wheels to see some projects. So we're going to start with the 100 stitch bop wheel. So I've actually named it 100 stitch bops. So let's see what we're going to work on next Monday through Friday. Yay! Okay, I'm really excited about that one. Greatest Thy Faithfulness. That is in My Big Toe Designs. I do take a screenshot because there's no guarantees I would remember, and I'd have to wait until I watch back the video tomorrow. All right, let's look at our Jolly Joy-Filled Whip You Lie wheel. And we're going to start with our Whip or New Start wheel. So this is for tomorrow. So let's see if we're going to go with a whip or a new start. We are all ready and set up. There's 3 of each. So we're going to go with a whip. So Saturday's whip, we only have 1, 2, 3, 5 left. So let's see. Chicken Joy. I'm excited about that one. That is a Priscilla And Chelsea, well, it was Priscilla of Stitching with the Housewives. It was a freebie from last Christmas time. So I'm excited about that. All right, now let's look at Sunday. And I do reset this one. We're going to see if it's a whip or a new start. A whip or a new start. It's another whip. Okay. We're going to end up this month after I was so atrocious about the wheel. Oh, it's only picking new starts. Well, now we're going to run out of whips, and I'm going to be all new starts at the end. I'm going to have all these birthdays at the end of the month. All right, so let's see which whip it picks for Sunday. Let's see. Advent candle ornaments. Okay, I'm not sure I'm even continuing with that, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to continue on with that. I need to finish that one because that's a really pretty stitch, but it's on 40 count and it's really tight 40 count. So really that's bringing us down to stash. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the frame that my husband made. It is a PVC frame. This is a roughly 8x11. These are the 8-inch Q-snap clips and the 11-inch Q-snap clips. And then as you can see, we've got a nice angled stitchy lap frame that you can stitch like this. But as you can see, this is great for one of my larger bops that's landscape. I plan on doing one with the same cuts because we know the measurements now, but rotating it. So it'll be narrower, but it'll be taller. And I think that will be great for some of my larger ones. Like gathering eggs, because I tried to stitch on that, but it's a vertical orientation. I was trying to do border work, but then I was like, it's not going to work. So I ended up working on some of the other stuff in it. So that brings us to a very, very light and very sad joy-filled stashy stash time. So it is joy-filled stashy stash time, and I do not have much to show this week. So I had ordered this a while back. I think I had gotten a PDF chart from Teresa Kogut's Etsy shop, and you can purchase PDFs and whatever. And I had seen this book at my LNS on Market Day, and I did not buy it. But I'm going to tell you, this book is great, and I've seen this on several folks' Flosstube channels, and so I just went ahead and got it. And it's Celebrate 15 Years of Needlework, and this is by Teresa Kogut. And so there is, I think, an image on her website that I need to print out that shows all the charts, because inside it just has the charts in book form. So I can't really show you what's in it, but you can get an idea of there's just everything. This is one of my favorites that I want to stitch, and it says, if you don't like what you are, change it. You're not a tree. I think that's genius. But I do really like this one with the sheep. And then this one, I think Jen Quirks and Stitches is doing one with that, like a stitch along with that one. And I think it's like the tiny, let me find it. Teeny Garden. I think it's like the Teeny Garden Sal, and it's so cute. And then I love the name. This one is called Stairway to You, E-W-E. So I think it's so cute. If I find the printout with the other charts in it, I will show that next week. Okay. I got my Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month for July. I just got it today, and it's gorgeous. And it's 18 count aida. I get a fat quarter, and this is called Pearwood, and it is beautiful. Beautiful. I hope this one becomes a permanent line. This reminds me a lot of Earthen, which is a picture of this plus, and I'm super excited. I have reached out to them because I would I don't want to quit my Fabric of the Month. It is not currently open, but you can get on a waiting list so you can be notified when it becomes available. I'd like to maybe switch to 20 count for a little bit because I have so much 18 count, and I'm loving 20 count right now too. All right, so then I had an order come in from 123 Stitch. I got some Lugana, some 32 count 18 antique white Lugana, and I think this was for one of the Carolyn Manning Shooting Star charts. However, I'm also thinking it would just be good to have this in my stash for, I don't know what. So this was a great price. It's just an 18 by 27, so a fat quarter of 32 count. Antique white Lugana. It'd be good for dyeing too. And I happened to purchase this when they were doing their Christmas in July sale. I think it's still going on. And so I purchased some charts, some Lizzie Kate charts that I just could not resist. They are so cute. So this one is Lizzie Kate. And I think I had this at one time and even sold it way back when I gave up cross stitch at some point. In fact, I'm certain that several of these I did. Just kind of a bummer. This one is Come Let Us Adore Him. And this is so cute. And I definitely plan on stitching this. And then this one, obviously I had to have. It's Joy. So cute. I love this one. This is On Christmas Morn, Love Was Born. I'm fairly certain I have this one too. And I might have stitched this for my mom at some point as a pillow. I can't really remember what all I've done for her. When she pulls them out this year, I want to take pictures so I can like put them in a stitchy journal. But I want this for our house, and I would definitely probably change up the colors. And then I liked, this was Tiny Tidings 10, and I think this has some really cute ones that I think that little one would want to stitch. It has Mistletoe, which I think is so cute. Jingle All the Way, and this one says Plaid Tidings to You. That dog is so cute. And then it says Santa Stop Here, and this was really the main reason why. It says Silent Night, Holy Night with the little manger. So sweet. And then I thought this was cute. I'd not seen this one before, and it was on a great price. And this is also by Lizzie Kate. This is Noah's Noel. So it comes with two. It comes with the Farewell, and then it comes with Noah's Noel. With the cute. I would definitely change up the colors on that. Make it a little more prim looking, but so cute. And all of them were on a great price. Now, as far as I know, they are still having their Christmas in July sale. However, it's like, I don't think it's always the same charts. So go check them out. I will say their shipping has greatly increased in speed. I think they've been able to have more of their employees there. It's not like I am hurting for anything. So I am not worried that things take a little longer. It spreads the joy out a bit further. So that's really all I have stitching wise today. So I thought I would share with you one of the Teresa Kogut Angel Kindness cards. I am currently in the mornings. I've decided that part of my morning routine is to go through a devotional, and I have a great, in fact it's sitting right here, so I'll show you. I found this at our Christian bookstore, and it's the read through the Bible in a year map for women. And so I'll just show you. It has like, so here is day 133. I am only on, I just started this week, so I'm on like day 4 or something, but it'll have a place to put today's date, your prayer for today, what you should read, and then your takeaway from the reading, and then it'll have a scripture that's from that section. I'm enjoying that. I have read large portions of the Bible, but never the whole Bible, so I'm very excited about that. And I do have a devotional, and then I'm reading another book, and I plan on, when I'm finished with it, sharing it with you. But it is so good. It is so uplifting and so good, and I cannot wait to share it with you. But I'm reading a chapter a day, and then I have another book that I'm doing in the evenings. 2 books in the evenings. One is 40 verses to ignite your faith. And then the second one is It's Not Supposed to Be This Way. And that was one that I actually purchased at the recommendation of one of my friends. And then my counselor mentioned it. And so I have started working my way through that book as well. They are obviously books for people who share a similar faith to me. So that's not going to appeal to everyone. But that's something that I've found grounding and comfort in is in the mornings and evenings. I'm spending time with that. I have been watching through some Flosstube. I'm still catching up. I'm enjoying seeing everybody's kind of Jolly July plans and the things they're working on in Jolly July. I'm super excited to do more Christmas and holiday themed stitching. And so yeah, I'm really super excited about that. So the one that I picked today has this sweet, sweet angel on it. And I love that, like, her dress looks like a quilt, and so does even, like, her halo. She's kind of a crafting. And she said, God created you with special talents and gifts. Embrace your uniqueness. You are extraordinary. And that's true. You are all extraordinary. You are extraordinary to me. You lift me up. You show immense levels of kindness and consideration to me each and every week. You are encouraging, and I appreciate that more than any words could ever express. Especially as I've worked my way to where I am right now. I am starting to feel more like myself more days than not like myself, which is great. We are looking toward the going back to school phase of things. My first, if we continue on with the plan of opening in person, my first day of report will be August 3rd. And that is a teacher's work week. And then we have some teachers' work week also that continues into the next week. And then we would start school with a half day on that Wednesday. I think it's the 13th or something, or the 12th. I think it's the 12th. We are in a position to have very small class sizes where each child has 40 square feet of personal space. They actually did the math on it and realized that if you want, 6 feet in all directions, that's 36 square feet for each child. They are providing 40 square feet as well as for each teacher. So we shall see. Some of that is not in my, obviously it's not in my hands at all, but some of that does not rest in our hands if the state decides to do specific things about school. I will not share my thoughts on whether we should go back or not. Our numbers are still very high here in Texas, even with the mandatory mask mandate, because unfortunately there are people who do not wear it correctly, which just blows my mind, because why are you not wearing your mask over your nose? You breathe in and out of your nose. It should be covering everything. I know that there are some who cannot wear masks because of asthma and oxygen levels dropping too much. It has become something that I personally, and I was telling my counselor this, because she said, if masks are something that cause you anxiety, get them out of your line of sight, put them away until you need one. And I said, no, it's actually quite the opposite. At first, it takes getting used to breathing through, because I do have ones that are a little thicker, getting used to that. But now it feels like something I can do to be in power of this situation. And it's something that I can do to show that I respect others and that I have empathy for others. It's only when it touches close to you that you realize a piece of cloth over my face is a very small price to pay. I do appreciate all of you that I know that think about me and think positive thoughts. I am so much better for it. So much better for it. And I look forward to doing this each week. And I know today was a little bit shorter. I definitely had time to diamond paint this week, which was nice. I really enjoyed that. And Joyfield Little One got hers out, and we were sitting at the table with them on our easel boards, with our clips and stuff. And it was nice to have her diamond painting with me. She did a tiny bit of stitching, but not enough to be able to really show for the video. Hers will either be an every other week or a monthly thing. I don't know how much stitching she will get in once school starts, because she's a big time 3rd grader and they have homework. So with that, I think that's about all I have. I wish you a wonderful week ahead, a great weekend, and a wonderful week ahead. If you are in a place that is hot, stay safe, stay hydrated. If you are in a place that is cold, I'm envious. And if you are in a place that is dealing with big time numbers, big time scary numbers, know that I'm thinking and praying for you. I'm praying for wise decisions by those who are in the position to make wise decisions, and that many of the decisions that are being made will stop being from, in my opinion, a political place. So with that, I will say to you, so long, stitch well. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, and see you soon.